country in the world, and it is worth fighting for. It is worth bleeding for, and if it takes it, it's worth dying for the greatest country that this world has ever seen.
Welcome Monday morning, dear America family. I love you guys. I hope everybody had a great weekend. We got so many things to talk about today. Big announcements, lots of fun. Make sure that you are hitting like, you are hitting subscribe, and you are participating in the chat. You can start by putting that American flag, put that waving American flag there in the chat. We have a lot of things to be proud of today, a lot of things to be thankful for. We have so many challenges in front of us, but I think we have the right people that are being put in place to handle those challenges, and not the least of which are people like you. You are an integral part of what's happening in our nation right now. Folks, I want to talk to you not just as an individual, but as a voice for your collective heart, all of us together, our nation, a tapestry woven from the dreams and struggles of countless souls, is long past the crossroads of decision. You have chosen your lot. You've decided which side of history you're on. And you know what? We're going to be faced with challenges that threaten our very foundation. We've had division and despair and disillusionment, a lot of disagreement. Yet within all that turmoil lies an undeniable truth. We have the power to change our course, and we're watching that happen. We have a strong community of like-minded folks. We have been handed a gift for the next 4 years. Each one of you carries a story of hope, a desire for a brighter future. And you know what? The problem is we've allowed fear. Let's just call it what it is. Fear. Sometimes it manifests as anger. It seeps into our conversations. It allows, it drowns out the whispers of hope and vision that we have in our souls. I want you to cast aside any fear and embrace change and challenges, the ones that are right in front of us right now, because every great nation, every great movement is going to face trials. But it's in how we respond to these trials that define us. Now, we can't afford to remain passive observers. That day is long gone, folks. It's our duty to rise and to lend our voices to the silent, to stand up for what is right. We must build bridges instead of walls, foster dialogue and critical debate. You know what? Change begins with you. It begins with me. It begins with us. Each act of boldness, every statement of truth, every time we choose to move forward instead of remaining stagnant. I want you to imagine with me a nation where our children, they can go out and play without fear. They can be boys, they can be girls without question. The air is filled with laughter, not anger. I want you to picture a future where we celebrate our diversity, not as a point of division, but as a source of strength. We got a vision, folks, it's not some distant dream. It's within our grasp if we reach for it together. So let's not be swayed by the cynicism and the negativity that surrounds us. Instead, I want us to be the architects of our destiny, the builders of our future. We got the tools. We got our voices, our votes, our unwavering spirit. I want us to wield them with purpose. Stand up for justice, advocate for equality, and nurture the seeds of hope in our communities. Every small action contributes to a larger movement as we embark on this journey to save our nation. And we're not alone. Together we can overcome any obstacle. Together we can light the way for future generations. So I want you to join me today. The Dear America family, will you take a stand, not just for yourself, but for every soul that yearns for a better tomorrow? We're going to rise up together, and we're going to save this nation, folks. The things have been set in motion. The wheels are turning, baby, and I'm here for it. Throw that American flag in the chat. Click like. Share this episode. We got some stuff to get into. Big announcements are about to be made. But before we go any further, I want to tell you about our friends over at Birch Gold. I want you to text Graham to 989898. Birch Gold, they are the leader in helping you secure your future. We just talk about saving a future, secure your future as well. Your financial investment, your retirement, your 401k, your IRA, whatever is sitting there stagnant, call the folks over at Birch Gold by just texting Graham to 989898. They will help make sure that your future is backed in solid investments backed by gold. So, you got that investment out there and you got that retirement plan. It's not doing anything. The folks over at Birch Gold, they will send you a free, no obligation information kit to tell you how you can diversify and secure your future backed by gold. Just text Graham, Graham, to 989898. The folks over at Birch Gold will help you take care of your retirement and secure your future. All right, guys, let's get right into this thing. Let's bring our collective voices together. The guy that you have come to love and guy you have come to know. On my show, we call him the man with the dreamy eyes, and we like to make him blush. Make him blush today, and have no fear because producer Royce is here. Uh-oh, you're muted. You're muted. Hit the unmute.
My bad.
Start
I'm
all
back.
over
I'm
again.
back.
Go
My
to
bad.
Royce.
My bad.
There he is.
Chad.
Beautiful. Yes.
I must say, first off, thank you for complimenting my dreamy eyes. My wife agrees. Dude, but I felt like going into prayer after that monologue, dude. Jeez. I'm like going to intercede over here.
Yeah.
With
well,
the
that's
Lord.
what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do, man. We're going to rise up. We're going to save this nation, dude. I'm telling you. And
Amen, brother.
The folks in the chat, they don't understand the integral part they're playing. Maybe they do. I don't know. I just don't think that by and large, people think they don't have a platform. They do. They do. And they're part of this family. And we don't have fans. We don't have followers. We have family and friends around here. So I love them. Welcome, Royce. And also, again, the guy with common sense, the guy who's blunt and will tell you the truth every dadgum time, and we love him for it. Mexican Tony is here.
Good morning, everybody. Chad, it's hard. Let that little music stop. It's hard coming on after you have such a great intro because we're like, all right, hey, good morning, everybody. What's going on?
Well, I start rambling on and pontificating. I don't know if I'm making any sense or not. But.
No, you do, man.
Good
Yeah,
word.
your opening monologues are awesome, dude. Yeah,
Thank you, brother.
You're on it.
Speaking of a guy that can't spell monologue, he's everybody's favorite redneck. Hot Seat Todd is here.
That is true. That is a true statement. But
It's all right, Todd. Neither can I.
To go along with your big, beautiful American speech, let us take a minute and remind ourselves that 80 years ago, 6 Marines ascended to the highest point at Iwo Jima, okay, and on the Mount Suribachi raised the American flag after a bloody conflict. Just the courage of these Marines 80 years ago. That flag was raised at Iwo Jima. We have moments in American history, and I can't think of a better moment than that right there.
Love it.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, in other news of patriotism, today marks the 3rd anniversary of the beginning of the Ukrainian-Russian conflict. So, I mean, I know that's what everybody cares about.
Oh, yeah.
Right now.
Passionate
That's
about it,
yeah.
actually.
That's just so powerful. I mean, such a powerful moment in American history. All right, let's get right to it. Donald Trump has named our friend Dan Bongino deputy director of the FBI. Who saw that coming? I'd love to hear in the chat.
Not this guy.
There were a lot of people who thought that Dan was going to be the head of the Secret Service. I think this is a more critical role. I think this is an important role here. He can get a lot more done than just protecting the president. We act like that's a small thing. It's not. But I think the Secret Service is in good hands. I don't think that job was ever offered to Dan. I think maybe it was discussed. But I think let's see a big old Dan in the chat. Blow up the chat with D-A-N, Dan. This is a different kind of DDD. Let's blow it up, boys. I think this is good. I hope that he and Cash are able to get along. You know, as I was saying earlier to the guys, anything with 2 heads is a monster. Anything with 2 visions is division. We don't need division in the Department of Justice. But I think this is huge. Obviously, this is also a choice that Cash Patel had to have a hand in. And this is beautiful. Dan's going to make a big announcement today at 11. On his show, 11 Eastern. So we'll see, you know, who knows? There's a lot of questions that are out there. Who's going to take over for Dan Bongino on his show? Somebody will. I promise you, somebody will. We don't know who. Blowing up that chat, I love it. Let's play this clip, boys, and then I'll get your takes on that thing. Let's see what Dan had to say about this. This is an older clip here. Just Dan being Dan. Play the clip.
Well, I was passionate about it for a reason. How many freaking times are we going to let the FBI interfere in an election? I mean, this is supposed to be a constitutional republic. I'm not crazy, right? Like, this is supposed to be a representative democracy. Banana republic. We're beyond a banana republic. We're into, like, tin pot dictator third world stuff. This is embarrassing. At least Pravda didn't pretend to be anything but state apparatchiks. The FBI, and listen, I've been with you for a while. I work with a lot of decent guys. I'm done with the rank and file stuff, too. I'm done with it. If you took part in this, anyone who took part in this, anyone, I don't care who you are, an analyst or an upper-level manager. The next president who comes in office, they should schedule as many people as they can in the federal government and fire every single person involved in this. Everyone. The receptionist in the FBI office who took a call on this should be fired. We are not a third world republic, supposedly. Sean, the difference between us and Kim Jong-un, right, is that we investigate crimes and then we look for people. We don't investigate people and then look for crimes. That is exactly what's going on. Yep. How many times are they going to investigate Donald Trump for how many different things before the American people wake up and realize this isn't an investigation of a crime in search of a person, but a person in search of a crime?
All right, let's stop it right there. Y'all blew up the chat with Dan. I mean, can you imagine this level of common sense at the FBI? Not only with Cash, but with Dan. Everybody put Dan in the chat. Keep on putting Dan. I mean, these are the people. I mean, he's making a lot of sense, boys. I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
Todd.
Well, I think what you're going to see is because after Kash Patel was announced as the director of the FBI, he was also days later announced as that he's taking over the ATF too. So that's a two-headed monster right there with Dan Bongino and Kash heading up the FBI and the ATF. I'm really excited to see Kash and Dan pull in the ATF and put them under the same umbrella as the FBI, that's what it should be. Yeah. And all of this corruption, it's all gone. All these turds, Ilhan, Jasmine, Maxine, Elizabeth Warren, Crockett, Pelosi, trust me, they are terrified right now. This is not what they want to see happen. And Donald Trump and this administration has a very, very good opportunity, if they do this right, to drain the swamp in the next 4 years. With these two right here, you're going to see people in handcuffs really soon.
Yeah, I think one of the things you're going to see, because a lot of people are saying we're going to miss Dan. I think you're going to see Dan and you're going to hear his voice, but you're going to hear him in a different context, and it's going to be exciting. Tony, I think you're going to start seeing him in things like press conferences and making announcements and things like that. And can you imagine that press conference? That's going to be exciting stuff.
Well, I have to say, when I first came on the show here, I had been working with the Dear America crew here before I came on the show, and Graham thought it'd be a good idea if I would start watching some podcasters. So, he said, watch Crowder, watch Bongino, and I tried to watch all of them, and I'd have to say I only sat through one whole show of Dan's. It was hours and hours, but the information coming out of his mind and his mouth so quick, and he's so. The guy is just very intellectual. I mean, he's smart as can be, and he just, and just having him at the FBI, man, I can only imagine what stones are gonna be overturned, and what just boom, 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 dude, it's gonna be crazy, but great. So
I think it's fantastic. Royce,
he's intellectual. He has experience, and he has common sense. What more do you need? That's the qualifications that we haven't seen in any position in the past 4 years. So. Not only is it common sense to have someone like him, but he has the common sense to do it. And he was a part of the Secret Service. And to see how passionate he is about the FBI raid of Mar-a-Lago shows that he really is the perfect man for this job. I know we all wanted him for Secret Service just because of his past. But I see, I agree with you, Chad. This is potentially a bigger deal. And I could see him doing even more damage in this position. So I'm excited about it. I'm hyped. I think this is awesome.
And I have a question for Chad and the group, and put this in the chat. Are you tired of winning yet? Because I'm not.
We're so tired of winning.
I'm not tired of winning.
So much winning.
I'll tell you this: they are mortally afraid on the other side, and that's why we need to be praying more than ever for these men and women that are being put into these positions. We can't take that for granted. I can't express to you enough the pressure that not only these men and women are under, but their spouses, their children, their families. There's a lot that goes into making these decisions, and the hate that comes their way. We need to be praying for them because these people are mortally afraid. I mean, you remember the Adam Schiffs of the world. they're only pardoned for January 6th. So we'll see what else can come out. I mean, there's a lot of corruption that is out there, man. There is a lot of corruption that's out there, and it's being exposed. And, like to your point, Royce, when you talk about the common sense that we see coming out of their mouths and the critical thinking, then you got the hood rats that are out there that are the talking heads that make no sense over the last 4 years. I mean, the word salads we've had, and not the least of which is the person that we have to keep hearing her ongoing ebonics, and that's Representative Jasmine Crockett out of Texas. She says that she's rooting not for the U.S., Who do you think? Who is Team Crockett? Play the clip.
Been the one to call it out. The fact that I'm rooting for Canada and I'm rooting for Mexico a lot is really wild. But they are really the ones that are speaking truth to power right now. They can see what it is, and they were like, we are not messing with this crazy regime from Mar-a-Lago, and basically calling them thugs. That's what it is. But I'm like, y'all knew who he was when y'all elected him. So don't act surprised. He's been the one to call it.
Mar-a-Lago.
I know I'm a Christian. I'm not supposed to hate people, but she's pushing it.
Listen, man, if you're not America first, then get out. And you should be able to be voted out, and we should be able as a people to be like, hey, whoever voted her in, we don't like this. She's not America first.
Yeah, she's not America first. When you talk about I'm rooting for Mexico, who says that? who sits there and occupies a seat in the halls of the United States Congress and says I'm rooting for Mexico? What are you rooting for? What
is that not like? Would that not be considered like treason or something?
If they haven't arrested Ilhan yet, then it's not. Like, I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's just insane that anybody.
Chad, this lady here has no freaking clue what suffering is. I mean, look at her. She's sitting there, her makeup on, her nails on. I mean, rip away her freaking citizenship, send her to Mexico, and start working 12-hour days for pennies on the dollar. See how much she'd be rooting for Mexico and Canada then. She has no freaking clue what it is to be a U.S. citizen or the appreciation to be a U.S. citizen. Man, she is a freaking idiot is what she is, going on and spewing stupidity.
Every time I see this chick, I think of, the Volkswagen Beetles that have the eyelashes on the headlights. Every time I see her, I think of one of those.
Apparently she's worth $9 million too.
Well, Bon Kiki here. She's from Dallas. And just to be clear, a lot of people think of Texas being conservative. Texas ain't the Texas you think it is. There's a lot of blueberries in the chili from Texas, San Antonio, Houston, El Paso, even Fort Worth sometimes. And certainly Austin is the hub from which those spokes spin out. So Dallas is a bastion for blue thought, and this is what they came up with. I mean, if you try to read her posts on X, it is a lesson in ebonics. And I don't care who likes me or doesn't like me for saying something like that. Could you please at least have an intelligent thought with the things you have to say? So she's from about 4 hours north of me. I'm down here in the Houston area. She's 3.5 hours north of me. And I mean, the pool of ignorance that they dug her out of is absolutely ridiculous. So if you're in another part of the country and you're looking at Texas as being some kind of bastion of conservatism, it's not. It's not. We have a rhino governor. Contrary to what the mainstream media tries to sell you, we have a rhino governor, and the Texas State House just replaced one rhino in Dade Phelan as Speaker of the House with another guy that's completely controlled by the Democrats. So we have a big problem down here in Texas. Pray for Texas as well, because we're producing people like Madam Eyelashes here, and you snatch her weave out long enough to let her realize how the rest of the world works, and she can go down there and root for Mexico personally.
Yeah, so, well, Texas is in the same boat as when we were down there helping Arizona, helping the Trump administration during the election. You ask a lot of people. I think Texas has the same problem. When Katrina hit, all the thugs moved to Austin, and then people leave California to come to Texas, but they still vote Democrat. I don't get that. How do you leave a crappy state like California, move to Arizona and Texas, and vote for the same crap that you were under in California? It makes no sense.
Yeah, and I go a step further, and God bless Donald Trump. God bless Donald Trump, who looks in the face of evil, calls it out right to its face. The governor of Maine, who has danced around in plenty of drag shows, true story, has been not a feminazi for years and years. Decades ago was parts of all kind of weird thing. She's a career politician in the state of Maine. Absolutely ridiculous. Imagine being like, you're going to represent the state of Maine, but you're going to die on a cross that represents a handful of marginalized statistical non-entities that like to cut their wieners off and get in the pool with females or play volleyball against girls when you're a dude, and so you can go in there and pee in a girl's bathroom. Imagine that's the hill you're going to die on. Everybody's seen this clip, and it's so good. This is the boldness we needed. You know, we don't need Joe Biden walking away with his C-3PO, claw hands walk as he turns away from people and doesn't face anything. Donald Trump faces it in this. Play the clip.
Has complied immediately, by the way. That's good. But I understand Maine. Is Maine here, the governor of Maine? Are you not going to comply with it? We are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it, because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply, because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding. See you in court. Every state, good. I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one.
That should be a real easy one.
And enjoy your life after governor, because I don't think you'll be in elected politics.
Boom.
The NCAA.
You know what kills me the most about this video is, obviously the courage of Donald Trump and the boldness of Donald Trump to call it out, but you had all of these liberal epitard influencers posting on X talking about the courage of this governor in Maine to stand up to blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. This is what we define courage as now, like to be the 5th best man in pole vaulting one year, and the next year to be the best woman, to be the 300th ranked male swimmer and win a national championship. That's not courage. We used to call that cheating when I was in school. We used to call it cheating.
And you know what? I walked into I was in Vegas a couple of weeks ago, and I walked out of the restaurant and went across the hall to the restroom, and it was kind of mismarked. And so I walked into the women's room, and the first thing I noticed was, thankfully it was empty, but I walked into the women's room and I go, there's no urinals on the wall. I'm in the wrong spot. Imagine going, yeah, this is perfectly, I feel right at home here. As a man, you should not feel right at home there. You should embarrassingly, sheepishly, blushingly turn around and walk the hell back out of there, because that's not your spot. But these people want to fight for this kind of stuff. Tony.
It just blows my mind that we're still having this conversation. I saw, ironically, an interview yesterday of a WNBA player. She was being interviewed, and they asked her, "Hey, what NBA player do you think you can beat?" And she's like, "None." She's like, "I don't think I could even beat a male college player." He said, "You have to understand the body of a woman and the body of a man. I mean, men are faster. They're just faster than us. They're more athletic than us. Now, you put me up against a WNBA player, yeah. I mean, I'll give it all I got, and I'm sure I can beat half of the WNBA players right here. But men are physically faster than us, and they're stronger than us. I mean, could you imagine a male?" Even off the bench, one of the point guards posted me up. There's no way I'd be able to stop him. I mean, and it's just common sense like that. I mean, why are we still having this conversation about men playing in women's sports and vice versa? I just don't understand. I don't get it.
Have you seen those UFC videos where it's like 3 pro UFC women fighters versus one dude that they pulled off the street?
Yeah, dude, I saw
that. And he
that.
just pummels all of them. We're built differently. I'm sorry, we're built differently. It's just how it is. But those videos are hilarious,
dude.
Even though I don't encourage, fighting women. It proves a point. Just saying.
I can't remember what year it was, but Serena Williams is the best female tennis player in history, and she got skull drugged by the 203rd ranked male.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, it just doesn't compute. It doesn't.
Yeah. We got to move on, guys. Somebody said they disagree with me on Greg Abbott because Greg Abbott supports Trump's initiatives. Yeah, he has to, because he spends $25,000 a week in polling to make sure that he's doing the right thing. That's not a governor that leads from the front. That's a governor that leads from behind. If you need polling to know which decision you're going to make, you don't want to have that debate with me about Greg Abbott. Trust me, I ran against the man for 19 months in 2022. I know some things. All right, guys, let's talk about America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. Their name is, say it with me, Patriot Mobile. Go over to patriotmobile.com/Graham. Use offer code Graham, get a free month. And also, if you're a veteran, active duty military, or a first responder, they'll give you free activation. You might could talk them into it if you call them on the phone at 972-PATRIOT as well. They use all the same cell towers as the big three. The difference is, while you have the best coverage, you don't have to worry about a portion of your bill going to leftist causes like the big three do with your money. Patriot Mobile is going to support your First Amendment right, your right to bear arms, the right to life. They believe in the Bill of Rights, and they're going to defend that, and you're going to get that nationwide coverage on all, just the same as all the major U.S. networks, and it's a coverage guarantee, and they've got a pricing plan that will fit your family's budget and needs. They'll take care of you, do whatever you need. New phone, new number, switch your stuff over, whatever. Call them up, 100% U.S.-based. Customer service team is there and ready to help you. Go over to patriotmobile.com/Graham. Use promo code Graham. Make that switch today. Somebody in the chat earlier said parallel economy is, Dan did a lot for parallel economy. You're exactly right. And so did the folks over at Patriot Mobile. All right, folks, let's get into the heavy part of the show. Let's get into the heavy part of the show. We have not watched this clip. A lot of you have been asking. A lot of you have been wondering, where is Graham Allen? What is Graham Allen doing? What is next for Graham? Let's just take a moment and let everybody get their focus and pay attention and maybe click like or put an American flag or put DA or Graham, put Graham in the chat. But let's take a minute for everybody to just collect
Patriot
their
Hammer
minds.
is also appropriate.
What is it?
Patriot
Hammer is also
Patriot Hammer isn't appropriate. I like it.
There is a Twitter account that was sent to me named Patriot Hammer, and it has the photo that we made. You should go check them out.
That is
I didn't. It's not me. It's
little
not
Graham, little GA in the chat. Let's blow it up. I just think that Graham pre-recorded a video for all of us, and it's going to make sense when you watch it. And we haven't seen it. It's a very emotional time for all of us, but we want you to pay attention. Yeah, that's it. I just want you to be collected here.
Just one request. Can we play this full screen since since none of us have seen this? Please?
Yeah. This could be very emotional. So hopefully he doesn't reveal any of my deep dark secrets. But other than that,
hopefully he's not firing all of us on the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you have been waiting for. It's been a couple of months coming. Play the clip. Graham Allen, everybody.
Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. It's me, Graham. Of course, you know that. I want to start off by saying that this was not the way that I wanted this to happen. I wanted to be able to be on the show live, and I wanted the opportunity to interact with all of you one last time. But unfortunately, due to a video made by Secretary Hegseth last week, Thursday evening to be exact, obviously he mentioned my name in the video, and it kind of got out in a different way than I intended it to. And so let's just start with not beating around the bush. What I didn't realize on episode 800, when I was able to celebrate with all of you, what I didn't realize is that episode 800 would be my last episode. I have been asked by the president and by Secretary Hegseth to serve my country again and come to D.C. Specifically to help with the Pentagon side of things. And that's all I'm going to get into there. I think naturally it goes without saying, you understand where I'm going with this, that means that I am not going to be able to be the host of Dear America anymore. I want all of you to know that this is why I can't do it live. Snap out of it, Graham. I want all of you to know that you have changed my life over the past 10 years. And I will forever be grateful to all of you for that. And I think the fact that we're even here having this conversation right now is a testament to what we built. That that this kid from Caledonia, Mississippi, with a high school diploma and a beat-up F-150 can turn that into this amazing family that we've got at Dear America, and to have the influence and the respect of the president and the current administration to ask me to help them save this country. In November, we won a battle, but that battle was to open the door. That's all we did. We opened the door, and now it is super important for us to break through that thing and actually deliver, not just for the American people, but for my children, for your grandchildren, and all future generations. And that requires some sacrifice. And my country has asked me to bleed again, in a sense, and sacrifice again. And I don't believe that I would be the person that you guys have listened to for the past 10 years if I wasn't willing to step away from the microphone and the comfort and the fame or whatever it may be, and be willing to put the work in again. In fact, I believe that if I were to not do that, that I would be a hypocrite. And so, in saying that, I am officially today, as if you guys didn't already know, I am officially naming Chad Prather, that you guys have come to love, the official host of Dear America. Obviously, Todd is the co-host. Tony is still there. You guys have an amazing group to continue what I started 10 years ago. And what I have believed my entire time doing this in my heart, that Dear America is bigger than just me. You guys also have all of these extra episodes. Todd has In the Hot Seat. Brianna Morello is there. Megan's there giving you amazing content. And you've got King's Council there. This isn't goodbye. This is the evolution of this thing. And I just want to say that I'm going to miss you guys. But I hope that you will do me a couple favors. One, I hope you'll pray for me while we do this. Two, I hope that you will continue to show up every single day for the group that loves you guys just as much as I do. And they show up every day to continue the mission of speaking the truth to you. So you guys have a family of freedom fighters. 10 years. And look how far we've come. I really just, I love every single one of you, even the haters, even you, Trent. And I just want to say that this is not goodbye, but this is I'll see you later. And I'll see you later.
Well, there it is. Graham, for those of you who caught up into the last part of that, Graham is going to work with Pete Hegseth at the Pentagon. It's forcing him by the nature of the job to step away for now from the Dear America program. I want to say thank you to Graham, and I'll have another comment to make in a minute, but let's talk to the guys that have known him the longest. And if you can talk through the tears, Todd, give us your take on all of this.
First of all, Graham, for getting emotional, I hate you for that. Absolutely hate you for that. Shit. For me, folks, it hits different for me. I've known that boy since he was 8 years old. He lived in my house when he was in high school. He literally lived with me. I took care of him the best I could as a big brother. If you've read his book, you've read that part of it. I've been with him. I've shared an office recruiting with him. I was there when all of this started. Gave him the best advice that a big brother could. And to see exactly what he said, just a little skinny band nerd grow up and become what he's become, man, I could not, I can't think of one thing to be prouder of right now. Just to know that I had a small part of it when he was younger. It's unbelievable. And to the group, to the chat, to everybody in here, to the 15,000 people that's watching us right now, it's emotional for all of us. But here's the deal. This is why Graham, this is why Chad, me, Royce, Tony, Dan Bongino, this is why we do what we do every single day. This is why we do what we do. And I know a lot of people are probably pissed off that Dan Bongino, Graham Allen are leaving their, we're going to lose their voices. This is why they built The Voice, because now they have an opportunity. Graham has an opportunity to go out there and become a legit change agent. And that's just dedication to service right there. And it goes far beyond the uniforms that we wore. These two men, in Dan Bongino and Graham Allen, have always answered the call when their country needed them to. And if that is not a reflection on their character, I don't know what is. So it's like Graham said, and trust me when I tell you, it's not goodbye. It is see you later. And to Graham, dude, if you're watching, you know how much I love you, dude. We've been together for longer than you and your wife have. I can't. I'm so proud of you. I can't even put it into words because I'm not crying on this damn show. But I love you, Alyssa. Love your family, and hopefully, we can do Dear America justice while you're out there killing it for this country.
Amen. Tony?
Into that. I want to address everybody, I think, that has been asking, where's Graham, because, we couldn't say anything. Honestly, he didn't know for sure. There was rumblings and there was talk about, him possibly getting over. When he first got over there, he was just going to help. So we couldn't say anything because of the security kind of thing. So I just want everybody to know we weren't holding any information back. We honestly didn't know. We didn't know until, what was it, guys? I mean, was it last week maybe? Or maybe the weekend? I don't remember, honestly, to tell you the truth. But honestly, we didn't know. I am very proud of the fact that, Graham's gonna be working at the DOD. I mean, do you guys know how huge that is? That's just, that's mind blowing that he's gonna be working with Pete and, directly with, the Trump administration. I mean, that is huge. And just, it's bittersweet for me as well because, Graham and I, after everybody signed off, we would have long conversations here about business, family, all kinds of stuff. We talk about for hours. I mean, we just sit here and just talk hours about, where Dear America's going and where his other business dealings and stuff with the kids and, whatnot. I mean, I moved 5 minutes from his house. That's where I moved to so we can be closer to him and Alyssa and the kids and whatnot. And so, yeah, it is a little bittersweet, but he said it to me more than once. I trust in you because you're my brother-in-law to, keep an eye on my kids and my wife. We're I'm 5 minutes from Melissa right now. So anything ever happens until whatever they decide is happening in DC happens. And yeah, it's emotional in so many different ways. I mean, sad, happy, nervous, scared. I mean, I'm feeling all kinds of stuff, but not nervous that for the show. I'm just nervous with like a happy kind of nervous, kind of thing, because this is all new. This is all new stuff that he's gonna do in DC, and I know he told me that he was very excited, but also there's a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. So if everybody can just pray and just give him happy thoughts and just send them off on a good thought, I guess, because he's gonna need our prayers and our support with everything that he's gonna do with the administration over there, because this is all brand new territory for him as well. So
yeah, Royce, your thoughts?
Well, I, out of everybody here, have known Graham the least amount of time. So I've only been here for like 10 months. And within 5 minutes of meeting Graham, which was on a phone call, he was giving me advice and telling me that he would help me and he had my back. And he was speaking biblical to me. And in that first conversation I had with Graham, I knew that he was just the most genuine guy. He was the realest dude. And that's who I wanted to work for. Someone exactly like Graham. And I've had the opportunity to do that for the past 10 months and to be a part of this show. And I feel so loved and welcomed on this show. And everything I did with Graham. And throughout all of that, I've been able to go to Graham for advice, and he's been there to help me. I've already gone on some adventures with Graham, and I can tell you from somebody who has known him the least amount of time, right? I've not spent a massive amount of time with him in person either. But from a surface level, from the little bit that I do know him, he is just the greatest human being ever. He is the nicest guy. He is genuine, and he cares about his audience, and he cares about what he does, and he cares about this country. And I've had many conversations with him as well about, him going on this journey to the Pentagon. And it is the next step for Graham. It is the right step for Graham. And as an audience and as a group, we're going to miss him. But we have to be accepting of the fact that this is what Graham needs to be doing.
Yeah.
This is Graham's next step. He's passionate about it. As Todd mentioned, this is his way to give back to the country, the thing that he's been working for the past 10 years. He's been putting his voice out there, and now he can put it to use. And he's been in the military. He's served his country. All Graham has done his whole life is serve this country. And it's all he wants to do. And he has an incredible family, incredible kids. He's an incredible father and husband. And I look up to him as a role model, and I trust him. And I'm just incredibly honored to have been a part of this show with him. And I'm excited for him. And I think you guys should be too. And again, like Tony said and like Todd said, the best thing you guys can do as an audience to support Graham is to keep this show going. Because Graham loves this show more than anything. He built it from the ground up. Everybody here in this room, we've all been here for less than 2 or 3 years. Am I wrong? On the show?
I've been here a little over two and a half.
Little over two. Tony, I think about the same. But before that, it was all Graham. It was all Graham showing up every day to be here for you guys. And he doesn't want to see the show end. He was struggling even with the idea of the show having to end. And we don't want to let that happen. And so we're not. And we're going to keep showing up every day to keep what Graham built alive. And everybody should be extremely thankful for Chad, who's just been an incredible friend to Graham and to all of us and has stepped in to help make that happen. And so, Chad, we love you. The audience loves you. I love you. And I know Graham does. But, man, Graham's just been the greatest guy for me.
Those are great words, guys. I mean, you what a blessing, to have friends and guys. And Graham loves this show. I was the first guest on his podcast years ago. and we traveled to D.C. together and did it in the studio up there. Graham and I go way back. We had conversations 10 years ago when neither of us really knew what to do with this newfound platform and the eyeballs that were on us. And Graham called me back in November, end of November after the election, and he said, would you consider, he knew some changes were probably coming. He didn't know what they were going to be, but he knew some changes. He said, would you be willing to take over Dear America? And I said, I want to pray about that. And I called him back 10 minutes later because God gave me that solid of a confirmation immediately. And I've told Graham and I've told the team, and I want to tell the Dear America family the same thing. I say this publicly, whether Graham is gone for 6 months, 6 years, 16 years, Dear America is Graham Allen's show. And I am here to be a steward of that. And when Graham says it's time to take it back, it's his. It is his. There will be no... There's no ego here. There's no selfishness. There's nothing driven here that's going to make somebody want to hold on to some position. That's not it. I am here to just be simply a steward for Graham. I love him like a brother, and I've grown to love these men like brothers as well. And I'm so thankful for this Dear America family. What the future holds for all of us is not goodbye, it's until. It's simply until, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna commit ourselves. I can't scream as high as Graham. I can't get that high. Graham is far more serious than I am. I am a natural extrovert. Graham is a natural introvert. I am not as insightful as Graham, but I will tell you, we will commit ourselves to work very hard to bring you not only news, but entertainment and insight. And, the thing that's made a guy like Dan Bongino so great over the years is he has inside information. Mm-hmm. Think of the inside information we get now from all of these friends of ours that are in the administration.
Yes.
And so, Graham, let me just say this, and we'll move on to some other stories because we need to. Graham is not a man of America. Graham is not a man who's a patriot. Graham is not a man who is military. He is not a man. All those things. And while he is those things, that's not what he is. Graham is a man of God. He is a man of his family. He is a man of integrity. He is a man of his priorities. And I promise you, not a single decision that he's made in all of this has been taken lightly by him. And I want you to please pray for him. He is a family man. He is being pulled away, pulled in different directions, brand new challenges. None of these positions, even Dan Bongino said his family wasn't real interested in him going back to D.C. These are big decisions. These are sacrifices. So if you care to do it later on, go back and watch my opening monologue. And now that you know what you know, it might make a little more sense. So, guys, I love y'all. I love Graham. I love Alyssa. I love the kids. And, man, we're just going to move forward. Yep. We're going to move forward. Living things grow, growing things change, and changing things challenge us. And so let's embrace the challenge.
Let's go. Enough of this gooey
Yeah, I know. Let's play Trump at CPAC. Here we go. For those of you just joining, Graham's going to work at the Pentagon. He's going to be running the show up there, baby. Guaranteed. Donald Trump, let's do a little highlight. Trump being Trump at CPAC. Play the clip.
I'll tell you, I had 4 years. I don't know if you had this. I couldn't stand it. Don't get angry. Donald, don't get angry, please. I couldn't stand it. Watching these people come in from jails and mental institutions and the worst criminals in the street, gang members being dropped off in buses and bussed into our country. I couldn't stand it. So I said, I'm going to run for president again. And now we don't have that problem.
DJT in the chat, y'all. DJT.
By Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren. Does anyone know? Remember the Pocahontas scam? I'm an Indian, therefore I'm entitled to be a senator. I'm an Indian. She said, could we see proof of that, please? She said, well, the only proof I have is my mother said I have high cheekbones. Oh, that's no good, right? Remember
high
she went out? I
cheekbones.
really spooked her, I tell you. Remember she went out, she couldn't take it anymore. She was calling her Pocahontas, Pocahontas. Everyone knew she was not an Indian. I had more Indian blood than her, and I have no Indian blood. I'd be honored to, but I don't have any, but I had more than her. Under the Trump administration, every day brings more good news for America. I've ended all of the so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion programs across the entire federal government and the private sector. and notified every single government DEI officer that their job has been deleted. They're gone. They're fired. You're fired. Get out. You're fired.
Yeah.
In Afghanistan.
Love it.
The Taliban has.
Let's stop him right there.
parade
Let's stop
every
him
year
right there.
when
We
they
got to
take
move into a couple of other things. There was a lot of stuff going on at CPAC, and I love this. You guys might can give me a little more context, but he wore this his immigration jacket. I think we should all get that jacket. I think we should start wearing it on the show. And this guy who's interviewing him, I mean, they're like pranksters. I think they're kind of liberal themselves. They're lefties, but they do some pretty funny pranks out there. And he got a little triggered by this. Play the clip.
Do you actually work for ICE?
No, not at all. Nope.
Explain the outfit.
It's $29.99 on Amazon. I would recommend buying a small if you're my size. This one's a little too loose for my liking. But yeah, if you want some entertainment, wear this and go to a Home Depot in a sanctuary city like where I live right now, Washington, D.C., and you'll see all the illegals. Not all of them, but you can maybe see a lot of them start to run away, and you feel like a group fitness instructor. It's really good.
And you actually think that's funny?
I think it's hilarious. Absolutely. What's not funny is them illegally.
There you have it, everybody.
Oh, what a turd.
One of the worst people I've seen here at CPAC, and that's saying something. Appreciate it.
Like, really? That's
you really think that's funny?
Yeah, that's worse than the jackass that carries a book bag wearing an Islamic outfit praying and then drops it and runs. Like, come on now. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, wear that to the Home Depot in a sanctuary city. I think that's fantastic.
He said you feel like a fitness instructor because they're all running.
Dude, I'm telling you.
That dude was funny.
Any film crew that wants to come to Mississippi, I will buy that jacket, go to Vardaman, Mississippi, and hit and just walk through the sweet potato farms.
Hey, if anybody in the chat knows that kid right there, let's get him on the show. I'd love to talk with that guy.
Awesome.
Give us the contact.
Going to Amazon
now. And this guy with the microphone, oh, we're going to hurt somebody's feelings. You think that's a good idea?
I'd like to get him on the show, too.
Yeah, I'd love to have him on the show. These pinhead, limp-wristed, beta cucks. I'd love to have him on the show.
It's funny watching that guy get triggered by him. He's trying to be funny. The guy with the ice jacket's trying to be funny.
Right.
But this guy that has a mic in his hand, I don't even know his name, but the guy that has a mic in his hand, how fast people forget about Laken Riley, about the immigrant that came over illegally and murdered her. Yeah. I mean, all this stuff is funny, it's all fun and games, but he gets triggered over that. Why is he not reporting on the numbers that Trump has stopped all the illegal crossings of all the murderers and rapists coming over here instead of getting triggered by something like that? I'm just saying. I mean, this country's so backwards.
This weekend we did commemorate 1 year since the murder of Laken Riley, so that is a solemn moment to observe. And I want you guys to remember her family and the others in prayer, because these pinheads walk around with this microphone and try to act like they're. Like they're so self-important. It's ridiculous.
Right.
Listen, guys, I'm from the country. I'm from the woods. I got a cousin that got arrested for selling chicken salad sandwiches at a cockfight because she didn't have a food permit. That's how far down in the woods we grew up. Wow. But I want to reach this level of redneck right here. This person built basically a Trump airplane. It's sort of in the image of Trump. Just play the clip here. So I mean, this is like a remote control. I don't know what this is. I am not this level of redneck. But how great would this be to fly over some of these protests? Just buzz the tower. But I would have to have it with like the flowing blonde cotton candy hair. Like, this is what. Little super DJT, baby. Yes.
Man,
you remember when they had the big balloon? Remember that when they had the big, the libs had the big blimp, the little fat Trump, the little fat baby Trump with the deal? Wouldn't it be funny just to fly this right through that? And just watch
I would have to have a massive loudspeaker playing the YMCA song while I was doing
That's a great idea with a GoPro on the head.
Yes.
Just so you could get crowd reactions as you dive bomb the protest. I mean, that's beautiful.
It looks legit, too. It looks like a person flying. That's amazing.
I need to know how. I need to know how they built that. Like, I'm not
gonna lie. I hadn't seen this clip, and if I was walking around seeing this flying around, I'd be like, I was like,
boom, boom, boom.
It's super done.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's me.
FYI, my ice jacket is going to arrive on March the 4th. Just FYI.
Did you order one?
I did.
Hey, did you? You also got the little lapel pin, the little Trump lapel.
Everybody
Oh, you
missed
got
that.
it? Can you
Yes,
see it?
it's
Can
right
we put
there.
him full screen? Can we put Todd full screen just for 1 second? So everybody, I don't want to throw a curveball.
Right
look,
there,
is that,
baby.
look at that.
Boom.
Oh, man.
Told you I was getting it. It's right here, baby.
Love it. I think Party Foul Steve ordered one too.
Boom.
It's a bird. It's a plane. Nope, it's done.
It's
done.
It's
Donnie T.
Donnie
your
T.
favorite president.
Listen, let me give you guys something else that's just to be excited about. I woke up to the best news yesterday and ended the day with the best news. I ended the day with Bongino going to be the deputy director of the FBI, but I began the day with the most vile, racist piece of crap that's ever graced the mainstream media. MSNBC got rid of vile, race-baiting, racist, garbage, communist, socialist, Marxist trash. Joy Reid. They snatched the wig off her head. She gone. She gone. Let's play this clip. Listen to the commentary.
Officially left the building. Joy Reid's show was canceled on MSNBC. Hallelujah. Let us all rejoice. I think it's ironic her show is called The Reid Out because Joy Reid, she's out. This woman who's been stealing my hairstyle for years, apparently MSNBC has some standards. They have let her go. This coming week, she's going to have her last show, but the ratings are in the gutter over there. Nobody's probably going to watch. And with all jokes aside, I feel we are in a spiritual battle for the soul of this nation right now. We are fighting to bring back common sense to the United States, and a lot of other countries in Europe, they feel the same way. They are fighting for the same things. Joy Reid and people like her, they have done nothing but sow division for years. They perpetuated lies. They've denigrated the nuclear family, white women, white men, anybody who does not look like Joy Reid, she perceives to be an enemy. Joy Reid has contributed nothing positive to society. She won't even report the news in a fair and balanced way. We all know that by now. She has a very dark energy. Joy Reid, you are demonic and we will not miss you. Now, I know some of you might be new to my...
Her feet just kind of roll up under the house that landed on her. I mean, Joy Reid is garbage. She is absolutely the worst. I can't listen. I had a friend from high school yesterday that was talking about how much Joy brought light to the world and how she's going to be missed because she was the voice of reason and justice. And you know what I did? I blocked her. I blocked her on Facebook. I've known the girl for 35 years. I blocked her. She's gone. I don't want to see it. I don't need to hear your trash. It's garbage. It's not common sense. Goodbye. Goodbye. That's all I want to say. I'd love to see you in court. It'd be fun. Won't take long. Be fun. Joy Reid is gone. She can go join Jim Acosta over on Substack.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to pay attention to her, boys.
Join my Substack.
She gone. She gone.
I want to see her on the side of the street in San Francisco with a hat begging for change. Like, I'm sorry. I do.
Unfortunately,
I do.
people like this continue to profit, but FJR in the Reid Out. I love that the fact that the Reid Out name has now been fulfilled, and everybody's blowing up the chat with FJR. Forget Joy Reid is exactly what they mean. I know that's what they mean.
I'd actually like to see her join The View and just help with the collapse of that even further.
Oh, that would be great. Her and Rachel Maddow.
I can take you back. I can take you back 7 years. I can take you back 7 years, and I would talk about the House of Cards. The left built everything on a house of cards, and I said when the pendulum swings back, all of these people are going to get demolished because it just doesn't stand up. They built their houses on shifting sand, guys, and you just can't. You can't build a movement on feelings. You can't build a movement on hate. You can't build a movement on driving emotions. That will always fail. Truth always prevails. Always, guys.
So
always.
one more time, for the last time for Simple Joy Reid. You make me happy.
Simple Joy Reid, and you know what, boys? Let's leave them with a big old fat dose right at the bottom of the hour, at the top of the hour. Let's leave them with a big old fat dose of what I just said: truth. Ladies and gentlemen, Vice President J.D. Vance.
My message to young men is: don't allow this broken culture to send you a message that you're a bad person because you're a man, because you like to tell a joke, because you like to have a beer with your friends, or because you're competitive. It's... Our message, the cultural message, and I think the president's and mine is the exact opposite, but our cultural message is, I think that it wants to turn everybody whether male or female, into androgynous idiots who think the same, talk the same, and act the same. We actually think God made male and female for a purpose, and we want you guys to thrive as young men and as young women, and we're going to help with our public policy to make it possible to do that.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Everybody put JD in the chat. JD in the chat. I mean, we got some. Thank God common sense has come back.
For real.
I was about to say, I mean, everything that he's spewing is everything that I grew up with. I mean, he's saying
Common
stuff
sense?
that it just should be common sense. Yeah, exactly. Should be stuff that everyone all over the world should just be. Oh, yeah, that makes sense to me.
What president was it that closed the insane asylums?
It was Carter, but fulfilled ultimately by Reagan. Carter started it, and then Reagan fulfilled it.
Well,
so
good Lord, can we bring them back?
Yeah. JD's awesome, dude. Every time he opens his mouth, I've never really had a man crush, but I'm getting there. I may or may not see him Thursday. I don't know. I'm not making that announcement. I'm not saying. I may or may not see JD on Thursday. But I will come back to Dear America. As far as I know, JD's not hiring me to do anything. I'm just going to be a redneck down here with you guys. All right, guys, let me pray for us. We'll get into the super chats. I love you guys. Thank you for the huge amount of support that's in the chat. Please click like. Please click like. We got 7,000 some odd people in this deal. Let's blow that thing up to a couple thousand likes. Click like down below the video if you're on Graham Allen's Rumble. Folks, honestly, you'll see a couple of changes that are going to come because legally we have to do that. We have to do that because Graham has to remove himself a little bit from this because, again, he's in a very important position now at the Pentagon.
I'll address that really quick, actually. So we for the Rumble specifically, which is where a majority of you guys watch, right now the Rumble is called Graham Allen. Keep in mind, it will be called Dear America. Yeah. It is going to just change to Dear America. We're becoming the network. So just keep that in mind when looking for it if you can't find it. And that goes for all the other platforms that we stream to.
Yeah. And let's pray together. I want to pray for us if you don't mind. I'm the Johnny come lately. I love Graham and I love you guys and I love this Dear America family. And man, what a future. We got a lot going on. So just join me in prayer. Father, we thank you for grace. We thank you for mercy. We thank you for giving us the power to do what you've called us to do. And we thank you for the courage and the boldness to take a risk and step out into those things you call us to. And even when we don't understand change, Lord, we can understand that submitting to your ways, your will, and your truth is always the right decision. So, Father, I thank you for the sensitivity that Graham and Alyssa have had in listening to your voice, in following the path that you've laid out in front of them. We pray that you'd put a hedge of protection around them, that you would guard their hearts, that you would guard their family, that you would guard every step they take, and that you would watch over them as a good shepherd. And Father, we thank you that you love us far beyond measure. Before anything that we could ever imagine as human fathers, you have loved us from everlasting to everlasting. And so, Father, lead the way. Take us where we need to be. I bless this Dear America family. I pray that you would bless them. I pray that you would bless the men represented on this panel and the rest in the Dear America media group. Lord, we thank you for what Graham has built. It has a lasting legacy. We thank you for our history. We thank you for our identity. We thank you for our destiny. And we thank you for that legacy that we'll leave behind. Give us a vision for the days ahead and guide us, direct us, and let your insight and truth of revelation be the guiding force as we move forward. And we thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Congratulations, Graham Allen. Congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Let's go.
Let's jump into this thing.
I'm just going to make us smaller really quick. Now we can do it.
All right, we go.
From Banks, boy, booyah, doubling down on prediction from months ago. Dan become Secret Service director. Then we get the Bongino show hosted by Graham Allen. Don't forget this old hillbilly called it. Now, Banks, you were wrong, bro.
You was wrong, Banky.
We all wondered. We all did.
We thought about it for a second.
It was
over the
a
Bongino
possibility.
show?
That's a good question, bro.
We should know today at 11 Eastern on Dan. Dan should be making some form of an announcement. We'll find out.
It's
From our
not
boy
Todd.
No, it's definitely not Todd. From our boy Striker J for Clavora Can. Someone help me out. I'm looking for The way to donate and have my statement read, I would like to ask them to pray for my 10-week-old great nephew.
Will you pray?
Done.
We will be praying.
Yeah.
Done.
Yep.
Todd Hub fan. Okay. With Dan getting that position, I'm starting to think Graham in D.C. for a similar position and getting trained. It makes sense to me, especially with Chad filling in. Did he tell us to be patient? Well, no. He did tell us to be patient. Well, yeah.
There you go.
Now you know.
Todd Hub fan. Congratulations, Graham, and just called it before you guys showed this video. I've been suspecting he'll be doing something badass. Congratulations again, brother. Kick ass over there. Yep, that's exactly what he's going to do. Ed Brown, Graham, take care of the leaders of the military, the NCOs, the backbone. He's going to do that, I promise you.
Yep.
Hey, Sereno, congrats, Graham. I wish and pray that you succeed in this endeavor and as you help bring this country back to where it belongs. Lines fade. Lord, go with Graham as he steps into this role. May this new season be fruitful. Grow him and his family in ways like only you can. Guide and protect them always. Love you, Graham. See you later.
Excuse me.
Conservative Robin. Congratulations, Graham Allen, and to Dan Bongino. We will miss you, but our country is damn lucky. Yeah, we are.
Yep.
Robin Hoodlum. Proof that I found the right people to get info from over the last few years. Congratulations, and Dan. Graham and Dan, to Dear America crew, thank y'all for keeping the flame burning. God bless America. Skip. God bless Graham and his family. DA has your 6. We are here for you. Chad, thanks for a little insider trading on this. Todd, love you like a play cousin, hate you like a brother. Back at you, brother.
Thank you.
MX wife. Graham, I started watching last summer and fell in love with the show and all the hosts. Congrats. And may God shield you and your family as you do God's work. Blessings. Misty, congratulations, Graham. We will miss you on the show. Been watching since the beginning. It's crazy to see how far you've come. God bless you all. Glad to still have the rest of y'all here. DA fam.
Thank you.
Tabby, when Graham was talking, the Lord said, I have chosen a few to get America back to me. God, the Holy Spirit filled the room. Thank you for answering God, Graham, not just for America, but for God. There
Amen.
you go. That's it right there. Tarzan Cowboy. Graham, God bless you and keep you safe in D.C. Gonna miss seeing you on Dear America. But it's amazing to see you move to a higher calling. Can't wait to see the great work you do out there. Patriot Hammer.
Patriot Hammer.
Hammer. It's the hammer.
Baird. Keep on keeping on, Graham. Proud of you. Prayer changes the world. Bongino Allen for 28.
Graham would not like that statement.
Not at all. Banks. Graham, my friend, I'm truly proud of you. Best I can give you man to man. I respect you. My 14-year-old son respects you from the truck rants to now. I'm honored to have been along for the ride. Miss Ryan, congratulations to Graham on this new position. I know he'll do an amazing job, but he will be sorely missed. Chad, Todd, Tony, and Royce, you still have a supporter in me. God bless America.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Damer. Congrats, Graham. So proud. We'll miss you. To the guys, please keep God in front and center of the show. Thank you for all you do. Well, you guarantee that.
Yep, absolutely.
K. Jean Pettigrew. So proud of you, Graham. Praying for you. Reticulated chicken mom. This has been a morning for me. Wake up, check things. Dan gone, Graham gone. But it's a wonderful thing. Good for them. I'll still be listening, though. Y'all are all right.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
I just love the phrase reticulated chicken mom.
I know. That's awesome.
I know, right?
I love that. Rodney's Garden Adventures. Like that one, too. Oh, my God. I can't believe Royce mentioned my X account, Patriot Hammer. Hey, you found it. You found it. I couldn't be more proud of Graham. The country has called on the Patriot Hammer LFG. Mystified Wanderer. When I saw Pete's video on Thursday, I was in sad and happy shock. Such a great blessing to serve our country under administration that puts America first. Congrats, Graham, and sending you many prayers. Yeah, and to that, I know a lot of y'all sent me that video on X, Facebook, and Instagram. I just couldn't tell you. I'm sorry. And I tried to ruin it. I had to go interview with DOD investigators. I tried to ruin it for him, but it just didn't work.
Tried to mess it up.
I literally.
And the other day, before you go for it, Pete Hegseth put out a video and he mentioned Graham by name.
Yeah.
And we were like,
Yeah, when I got the call to go do the interview, I text Graham and Alyssa. I said, so my interview's today. How bad do you want this job? Lines fade. The Lord has his hand on his people. He has his hand on the Trump team, Graham, Dan, and etc. But his hand is also on you guys. His hand is on us. We will hold the line with you. Love you, DA fam.
Thank you.
Love it. Reticulated chicken mom. Also, Chad had better go to a vocal choice and get a vocal coach and get a high pitched scream because I need something.
Can't do it.
Dude, we're just gonna have to pull an audio clip of him doing it and just
we
hit
need
the button
that. Yeah,
we'll just have a sound button. That's good. Yeah,
that's perfect. Wolfman, very happy for Graham and Dan. Ironically, the left will say Gorka, Bongino, and Allen, conservative podcasters ousted. Love y'all. Keep it up. America has many Frank Castles now, and that's the truth.
I like it.
I love that one. Hey, Pool, when God calls you to do something, you do it. You don't fight it. He puts things in your path for a reason. As Graham being called to serve, God's will is being done. Can't argue with that. MKCL3561. You guys have no idea how much we love y'all, Chad. You included. I've been watching you and Graham from day one. Todd, Royce, and Tony, you're all DA family. I love y'all. Go Patriot Hammer.
Don't you love that Patriot Hammer has become a thing?
It really, I love it.
I love that.
I love it. Yvonne Wolf, congrats to you all, but for Graham and Garth, saying thank God for unanswered prayers. This was God purpose for the election loss. Had something way bigger and better for him. Truth statement.
For those of you who have joined late, if you want to watch Graham's announcement, his pre-recorded announcement, you can go back around about the 20-minute mark, 25-minute mark of this episode if you want to rewatch it.
True statement. C. Kelly, as much as it hurts, America would not be the beacon of hope and freedom for the world to see if not for the continued sacrifices made by true American patriots like the Patriot Hammer. Congrats, GA. I'm loving this. Intrigue, logician. Just want to say thank you to all of you, especially Graham. I've never been into politics till this past year because of Dear America. I've joined my local Republican committee and now running for a local office. God bless.
Love it.
And
wow.
That's the whole purpose right there.
Best of luck to you, man.
Love it. Love it. Redneck Chickie. Congrats, Graham. And remember, if you need backup, us fellow rednecks have got you.
We got you.
True statement. Alicia Victoria, whatever our own plans are, God's are always bigger. I absolutely love this show. Continued watching, struggling my own faith. All of you are a part of God's big plans. God bless. Sanctified Warfighter. Icing on the cake. Graham can get a great deal on the house with the recently flooded Alexandria, Virginia housing market. True statement. BJC 411. This show will go on. We have the best of the best among you all. Graham will get her done. And we'll miss him. One thing I ask, please, of you four, practice Graham's scream when he got mad.
Man.
Yeah, I ain't got it, y'all.
Y'all love that scream. I don't blame you.
Yeah, Clavora. I would like to ask for prayers for my 10. There we go. For my 10-week-old great nephew. He has been in ICU now for 8 days. He's had surgery, blood infection, blood transfusion, spinal taps, meningitis, septic, and shock. Man,
poor boy.
God.
Pray him.
Yeah, Ratchet. Graham, from the pickup to the Pentagon, I'll support your vision and Dear America. Love you and the family to eternity. Godspeed, brother. Bring truth to D.C. again. God bless.
I like that. From the pickup to the
Pick
Pentagon.
up to the Pentagon. I love it.
Julie Z, thank you for everything, Graham. You'll be very missed. Thank you for bringing me closer to God. Thank you, Chad, Royce, Todd, and Tony. The show must go on. It will. Dudley, Graham, it's been an honor following you. We love you, and we thank you for what you're doing, and we'll proudly welcome you back with open arms. Hope to hear from you soon. C. Bartello, thanks. Congratulations, Graham. You're exactly where you need to be. Our loss is America's gain. Thank you for giving me fuel every day to fight the VA for my care my husband deserves. Praying for your family. The Pickled Squirrel. I love this one, too. This is what happens when you violate the verbal morality statutes. No more job. Look at a photo of Simon Phoenix from Demolition Man. I love that movie.
Just got to be talking about something else we should.
Skip. Chad, love the hoodie. When do the rest of us get one?
You know, that's Skip. That's how committed I am to this show. I actually had this thing made. I will say, Todd and I were talking about it. If you guys are interested in this, I'll have to get these specially made. So if we're going to do it, we need to do a pre-order on that. So let's talk about it tomorrow on the show. And we'll, anyway, we're not going to commercialize this one, but I do love this hoodie. This is
It
stitched
looks
on
good, man.
Dear America
It looks
25. I saw this had it made. We can get them made.
I like it.
Yeah.
Looks good. Unfiltered lady, I'm so happy to be a part of this wonderful family. Congrats to Graham. I'm grateful that you will be helping make America great again. Lots of love and prayers. Asia MM, praying for Graham 2 years ago. I hated watching the news, but as a new mom, I wanted to understand what was going on in our country. Graham's show helped me stay informed. God bless you all. Good. That's what we're here for.
Amazing.
Appetizer. Please pray for my daughter gets into School of Science and Engineering or the school on base lottery. Congratulations to Graham. Yeah, much prayers there. I know all about that. It's me, Samantha. Does this mean Dear America has a source for what's going down in D.C.? I love this for us as a military spouse. I feel like my husband is safer with Trump, Pete, and now Graham. True statement.
We may just start knowing things.
Don't think I ain't going to poke the piss out of Graham. Like, don't think I won't.
Poke the piss.
Don't think I won't. Angela Durham, 67. Every time something happens, go ahead, spill it. Awesome job, Graham. Going to miss the screaming. Dear America still rocks. Love you guys. Striker J. And one for me. Graham
got your
family,
6.
we will. Yeah, there you go. Man, that's a whole lot of letters. Graham, we will endure. We will stay strong. To all, we have the best family on the planet. May we all hold hope and faith in God for each other. Hope and faith will bring us home.
Ho.
Daniel Davis, this is bittersweet, but such an amazing opportunity for Graham and his family is crazy. From trunk ramps to the Pentagon is absolutely inspiring. Todd, just maybe those back payments might hit sooner. Here we go. Punisher 541. Congrats to the Patriot Hammer on his new position at the Pentagon, head janitor. Graham will now be cleaning toilets in the name of his country. I love that dude.
Makes it better to drain the swamp, baby.
So funny.
Yeah.
Punisher
Derek,
is just
I got no idea how to say that. Schlegel. God bless Graham. God bless Chad, Tony, and Royce with an I. I like how you spell that. I'm going to start doing it that way.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work. Royce.
Thank you.
Him too's mom. Congrats, Graham. Love the goatee and mustache, Tony.
Thank you. Okay.
That's it. That's all the
Oh,
comments.
hey, by the way, Graham has a new X account. If you guys
Yes,
want to
he
go follow him,
does.
it's Graham Allen DOD, I believe.
Yep.
Really? I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know it either. I got to go find
It
that.
is brand new.
Are we
and he
sure
is-
that's Graham?
And I just followed him back. No, that's him. That's
Yep.
him. He's got the official seal right there. That's in a suit and tie. No
In a
less.
suit and tie. Yep.
Go follow that.
Yeah, show is. He's so purty.
He is. He's a handsome feller, ain't he? Look how serious he is in front of that Pentagon seal.
Yep.
Look
Yep.
at that deal right there.
It's like a,
There
it's
it
like
is.
That's an official
Yep.
DOD photo pissed look right there.
How great!
Oh, yeah, that's
how great
sweet.
is this, man? I mean, you know, listen, we didn't know what was going to happen. We've been speculating for months now, and you know, it's just been a lot. It's been a lot, and we wanted to tell you guys day one when we knew some things, but like we couldn't, and so like Tony said earlier, we just couldn't. We wanted to. Oh, guys, we got to get out of here. Yes, to my show, yes. For now, I will still be doing the Chad Prather show at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 2/1 Central. My show, we'll continue doing it, but we may do a different flavor of it. Because I've been trying, since I've been doing this, I've been trying to bring you different news stories in the afternoon as they develop that day. So you're not just getting the redundancy of what we talked about on Dear America. You know, again, I'm a comedian, so I like to do fun and funny stuff. We'll probably go a little more in that route and be able to do a little more mocking and ridicule. So if you want to have a little laugh and just deal with some goofy stuff that's going on in the world, we will continue the Chad Prather show as it is for now in that time. We'll just see what happens. Honestly, might go to fewer days. I don't know what we'll do, but I'll tell you this. Somebody told me this week, they said it's they said, "Oh, you guys really work hard, don't you? Just out there sitting in front of a microphone." Yeah, well, sitting in front of this microphone just sent a dude to the Department of Defense. So, yeah, I think it's a pretty solid deal. All right, let's bring us back all on there and let everybody say goodbye. Tony, tell them what you need to tell them, and let's get out of here.
Tony. I wanted to address because a few people were asking me about the show, about mine and Graham's show before he left. I've been talking to all the guys, and I'm mulling the idea of possibly doing a show myself. But I have to talk to the whole crew and the team here and see what can be done or whatnot. But yeah, I mean, if that happens, I'll be excited to do it. I just there's a lot of things have to happen here. So yeah, just stay tuned, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yep.
Todd.
Yep. And while Chad is going funny, I have a call-in feature on my show, and yes, we are expanding. We're doing 4 days a week now, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You can catch me later on after Chad at the 3 o'clock Central Time, and I do a little bit of news and a whole lot of communication. So there'll be an 800 number showing up at the screen. You can call me, and maybe Trent calls today. I don't know. We'll see. But 4 days a week in the hot seat. Come hang out.
Yeah. All right, Royce.
I love you guys. Thank you for showing up every day, and continue to pray for the whole team here, including Graham. And we wish him the best of luck. Thank you, guys.
Yep. And thank you, boys, for the support. And all of you guys, thank you for welcoming me in. And if I have any say in the matter, yes, there will be a Tony show. Absolutely. I think it needs to be done.
In Telemundo.
Yeah. And I would love it if he would wear an ice. I wish he would wear an ice jacket. That would be fantastic.
Yes, that would be amazing.
I told somebody that I'd put an N in front of it. Just an N.
You should call the show Ice Tony.
Ice Tony.
Yes. Oh, that's funny.
Ice Tony.
All right, dear America family, thank you for joining us on this bittersweet, man. It's an emotional roller coaster we just had for the last hour and a half. My name is Chad Prather. I've been filling in for Graham Allen. I am thankful to take the mantle that he's passed on to me and be a part of this Dear America family. I'm not a leader of anything in regards to this thing. I'm just here to bring you the stuff that I think you want to hear, and you thank God for Tony and Royce and Todd and some other folks behind the scenes that make this show possible, because they are the real backbone. Tune into all the different shows. I'm going to see you today at 2, 1 Central. You can go to watchchad.com. That's where all the fun stuff is. Find my live schedule. And in the meantime, when I say this, I mean it. I will work on a high-pitched scream. I just don't think I can do it. I just don't think I can do it. I'm too old for this stuff. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. God bless you. Take care of yourselves. Keep on praying, and we will talk to you later. Bye.